Hey guys, you made it back. You made it back. Welcome, welcome. Alright, ready for session 2. Session 1, we were going no gi. And that's cool, but it's also cool to put the gi on. So that's what we'll do today. Here, I've got one for you. This should be about your size. Try it on. Hey, that gi looks great on you. So guys, last time on the first video, the first lesson, we looked at the closed guard. If you stick around to the end of this lesson, then I'm going to show you a really simple move from the guard with the gi that you'll catch upper belts with. So stick around to the end. Right now, let's just get warmed up. All you have to do is tag my shoulder. I have to tag yours. First to 10 wins. You ready? Let's go. Oos. So this is Jiu-Jitsu. Jiu-Jitsu is a takedown, then passing your opponent's guard, the legs, getting to a position of control before finishing the fight with a joint manipulation or a strangle. So it's important to pass the legs because in Jiu-Jitsu we learn to use our legs like a second pair of arms. There's literally over 100 takedowns, there's over 100 submissions, there's over 100 ways to do things. That's one of the cool things about Jiu-Jitsu. In fact, an old cliche in Jiu-Jitsu is position before submission. Of course, there's exceptions to every rule, and the better and more skilled you become at Jiu-Jitsu, the more you can bend these rules slightly. But it's never bad if you're starting out to think position first and then submission. So guys, as I mentioned in part 1, I had some friends come over from Scotland to visit me, and of course we had to go to the tatami. So when I introduced them to Jiu-Jitsu, I wanted them to know how fun it can be, but how effective it can be as well, as a form of exercise, as a way of learning self-defense, and just what a complete fighting system it really is. So the whole point of shoulder tag was to allow them to understand how tiring it can be if you don't manage your energy when you have somebody constantly in front of you. Jiu-Jitsu isn't like other sports where, you might be playing in some sort of ball sport and you have that time where you can kind of switch off and switch on because you're not involved in a certain phase of play. In Jiu-Jitsu, just like all martial arts, somebody's in front of you the whole time, so you have to be concentrating and stay alert the whole time. This is an amazing way to burn calories because you're always moving. And as you can see, the guys had some real fun with this. So after a warm-up and doing some fundamental movements and a little bit of skill, we went into a pinning game where the guys had to pin each other on the floor for 20 seconds. And the guy on bottom, his job was to regain guard or get to his feet. So by no means is this the strongest pin in Jiu-Jitsu, but it's just a fun way for the guys to really start going with a little bit more intensity and understanding what grappling really feels like. Needless to say, the guys were exhausted after just 20 seconds because it was all new to them. And again, they were learning energy management. From there, we went into a bit of sparring. Now, sparring can depend on your gym. It might be that you can go straight into sparring if your instructor feels comfortable, or you might have to wait a couple of months. But needless to say, it's really one of the fun parts of Jiu-Jitsu when you roll around with your friends. And I was there with the guys, just looking after them, letting them work a little bit and getting them to do some of the moves that we had done previously, and then just let them explore with moves that seemed to come to them naturally. So the guys had a really good time, and I'm sure if you go to a Jiu-Jitsu school, you'll have a really good time as well. Okay guys, as promised, I've got this technique for you that you can try out against some higher belts, some blue belts, some purple belts, okay? One of the concepts in Jiu-Jitsu and martial arts in general is this concept of 2-on-1. Generally, I'm pretty strong if I've got two hands on one side or two hands or something on one side of his body. So if I take one hand and the other hand on the same side of Robbie, he knows that he's vulnerable there. He's got alarm bells in his head. So when I try to sweep him, he won't let me because he knows that I want to take him that way. So we have to be a little bit sneaky here and just gently grab the wrist on this technique, okay? There's no alarm bells going off on his head. I might give him an alarm bell to think about, but then I'm just going to go round and grab his ankle, watch, round to his ankle, here. And then, big kick up here, yeah, okay, and then pull left, that way, yeah, and then good drive round that way, round, kick, yeah, that's it, okay, yeah. So guys, give that one a go next time you're rolling, you go down to your gym. Let me know in the comment section how you get on. Stay tuned for part 3 of this series where I'll be talking about gym etiquette, do's and don'ts when you go to visit or when you're starting out as a Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. Guys, all the best. Cheers.